We are back, third graders, for some more fun with fractions. I hope you enjoyed those last couple of lessons. And I have my assistant here, Ming Mei. Yes. Do you like fractions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Can you explain what a fraction is? I'm putting her on the spot.
A fraction is, well, one number over another number.
Okay.
That is a division problem also.
Oh, see what happens when you get higher up? It becomes even more complex. But yes, it is a division problem because you're dividing pieces. Remember we had our cookie last week, we divided it. That's our denominator, is how many pieces it's divided into. And this one was divided into 5 pieces. All right? And we had butter, and we divided that into 8 pieces, I believe. So we're going to do a quick review before we move on with our next step in fractions. 1 whole, all right? 1 whole cookie here, right? Ming Mei, it's the same as what?
5 parts. 5.
So how would you name that as a fraction? Don't look at that. Well, yeah, you could look at that.
5/5?
Yes, so that's 5. There's 5 of those, and they're divided into 5 pieces, and it's all 5 pieces equals 1 whole. So 1 whole here, and I gave you an example here, okay? This circle is divided into 5 parts. So remember, our bottom part is our denominator because it's down denominator, okay? That's how many pieces that cookie was cut into, or this circle. And 1 whole would be 5 of those pieces. If I were to shade that whole thing in, I would be shading 5 pieces in, so 5/5. Now, real quick, Ming Mei, here's my cookie again. If I have 2/5, whoops.
Yes.
If I have 2/5, okay, so let's just put it right here, 2/5. How many more of these fifths do I need to make that a whole?
You need 3 more.
3 more, which I have, 3/5, right. So you're basically adding this top number, 2 plus what equals 5? Well, what does it equal, Ming Mei?
3.
3. So 2/5, 2 pieces of that cookie plus 3 more pieces of that cookie equals 5/5, which also equals what?
Which also equals 1.
1 whole, exactly. Okay, now let's take our stick of butter. Let's just say we divided our stick of butter into 4 pieces, okay? 1 whole would be the same as what?
4/4.
Yeah. If I were to shade in all 4 of those pieces, I'm shading in 4/4. So 1 whole here is the same as 4/4. Okay. What if I took off 1/4 of my butter? How many more pieces? Let's just see, I took off that unshaded part. How many more pieces do I need to make it a whole?
You need 3 more. 3/4.
Yeah, I need 3/4. I need 3 of those fourths. And it equals 4/4, which also equals what?
1.
1 whole stick of butter. Okay, that's a little review. Okay, now we're gonna look at greater fractions. Let me make sure. Yes, we're gonna look at different sizes of fractions. And how do you know when a fraction is bigger than another fraction or smaller than another fraction, especially if they're kind of close? So we're going to use our cookie to start with, okay? This one was divided into how many pieces?
Into fifths.
Okay, so we're going to make a picture of a cookie, divide it into fifths. Fifths is always a little tricky for me, but there we go. And now this cookie, Ming Mei, it's divided into how many pieces?
Into thirds.
It's divided into thirds. I cut that into thirds. They started off, they're the same size of cookie, but this one's just divided into thirds. Okay. Now if I wrote this down, 1/5 and 1/3. If I gave Ming Mei 1/5 of a cookie here, you can hold that up.
Sounds good.
And then I gave her 1/5 of my thirds. Hold those way up to the camera, close. Which one is bigger? Which one is bigger, Ming Mei?
The third.
The third, 1/3 is bigger than 1/5. So I'm gonna circle that because I wanna know which one's bigger. Bigger, it's the 1/3. Now what's interesting about this, no, I'm gonna show you in a minute. I'm gonna get another one up here. We're gonna do a cube of butter. Okay, you can stick those back in. You know what, we wish you were here because when we're all done with this, what are we gonna do with these cookies, Ming Mei?
Eat them?
We are gonna eat them, yes. Okay, there's my 1/5, I'm putting it back. 5/5 makes a hole, 3/3 makes a hole. Now we have butter. I have this cube here, cut up in how many pieces, Ming Mei?
Into 8.
Okay, I'm gonna just show you up close. See those cut marks? They're cut into 8s, okay. I'm gonna make more cookies after this with this butter. They're gonna be sugar cookies with little baby mini M&Ms in them because we're gonna give some to my grandson. Okay, and then this one, can you tell? Let me show you here. This one is cut into, that was in 8s. Can you tell what this is? Like this. I'm gonna just separate them like this.
Into 12?
No,
wait.
sorry, there's some lines on there, but they're not cut.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
a-
6.
So we have, how many there?
8.
8s, and then we have
6.
6. So again, how many 6 pieces does it take to make a hole?
6.
6 equals a hole, and then here we have how many pieces?
8 eighths.
We have 8 eighths. Okay, now I'm going to give you a fraction, and I'm going to have you guys think about which one is bigger, okay? Let's say I take, what are they showing here? Yeah, let's say I take 3 of my 8ths, and then I'm going to take, and then I'm going to take 3 of my 6. Now think about that, class, and which one do you think is going to be the bigger amount? I'm going to hand them to Ming Mei, and then she's going to show you. Okay, let's start with our 8s, okay? I'm going to give you 3 of those. Let's put them all together like that.
Okay. I'll
So-
smush them.
Yeah,
Sorry.
kind of like that. Okay, that's one hand. And then 3 of my 6. There's 3 of those.
Slippery.
I know, they are slippery. Now hold those up to the camera. What do you think, guys? Might be kind of hard to tell.
Yes.
It is, isn't it? It's a little hard to tell because of the way I have them cut. That's why. But let me show you what's left over. This is how much I took out of I took 3 of the 8ths out, okay? And I took 3 of the 6ths out. Which one has more left? Which one has more left?
This one.
Which was
The
my
6.
No.
The 8th. That was the 8th.
This was the 8ths, okay? There's more left of the 8ths. That means and there's more left of the 8ths. I'm probably making this really confusing for you. So there was, if you look at it like this, you can really tell which one you would have more of, okay? Can you kind of tell which one you would have more of?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
This one.
The 3/6. The 3/6 is more than the 3/8. Okay, you guys, what I really want you to do today, okay, is, it's going to be part of your assignment, is to, yes, you can use that too, is to come up with a food item, or even if it's just paper, something that you can cut, or your mom can cut it, and divide it into a certain amount, all right? And then take something else and divide it into another amount, just like what I did. So you're gonna have either 3 pieces of something and 5 pieces of something. And then I want you to just experiment on the same numerator. So if you took 2 pieces out of the 5ths and you took 2 pieces out of the thirds, which amount is bigger? Okay? But, so we said that the 3/6 was bigger, didn't we? So I'm going to circle that. This was more, isn't it?
Yes.
So, if you notice something here, 1/3 is more than 1/5. Remember, this is called our numerator. This is the number of pieces that we're taking out of something. It's our numerator. Okay? And this is our denominator. Denominator. Here we have the same numerator, don't we? But we have a different denominator. Which one's bigger and which one's smaller? Which one's bigger?
The bigger one is the 5th, and the smaller one is the 3rd.
Okay. But which fraction was actually a larger piece?
The 3rd.
The 3rd was, right? Okay. So if you see that pattern, when the denominator, the lower number, is smaller, it means it's a bigger amount. And this is the same. These are the same. You know what I did? Oh yeah, these are the same. Sorry, I should be erasing this. And then we did the butter, right? Well, which one was bigger? The 3/6, right?
Yes.
And so our denominator, again, it's the smaller pieces, it's the smaller denominator, but the pieces are larger. You see that? These pieces, there's more pieces, right? I cut more pieces. So those are smaller than these big pieces. But the number of the big pieces, right? That's smaller. But the amount that I'm pulling out, right, is a bigger piece. I hope that makes sense. Does that
Yes,
make sense?
it does make sense.
Okay, great. So let's switch it now. Let's switch it. And let's say we have the same denominator. What happens then? What happens if we have the same denominator, but we have different numerators? Okay, so we have the same denominator. Let's say we have thirds. Let's use pictures this time. Okay, let's just use, we'll pretend that's a stick of butter and this is a stick of butter. Okay, we're gonna cut these into, so they're gonna have the same amount of pieces that we're gonna cut them into. Okay, what do you wanna do?
4th.
Okay, fourths. That's always easy to divide fourths because we go half and then half, 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 and then half, half. So these are 2 sticks of butter. They've been divided into the same denominator, which is the down number, into fourths. Whoop. Fourths. Whoop. Okay, now let's say I gave one of these to Ming Mei, because we like to eat butter. Do we like to eat butter?
Oh.
No, we don't really, but we're just gonna pretend like we're starving here and maybe, and that's all we have. So I give her one of fourths, and then out of that stick, she's gonna have 1/4 out of that. Well, I'm super hungry and I haven't eaten for days, and so I'm gonna have 2/4. So she's eating 1/4 and I'm having 2/4. Which one is bigger now?
The bigger one is 2/4.
Yeah, it's the bigger number. It's the bigger number on top is the bigger amount. But our denominators are the same. Okay? So when the denominator, the pieces that you cut, are the same, then of course the larger amount of pieces is going to be the larger amount of food or whatever it is that you're dividing. But if, now let's look at this again. If, let's just erase this. If we have a different denominator, let's just erase all of that. Okay? We have a different denominator. Let's say this one is in 8ths. Okay? So this is 8 pieces. That's our denominator. This one's still 4. Those are different, but our numerator is the same. Let's say 3. Okay? I'm going to give, was that my cube of butter? And this was
Yours was this one.
Oh, this is mine. Okay, I'm going to eat, 3/4. I'm going to eat 3/4 of my stick. And Mingmei is going to eat 3/8. So her numerator is the same, but her the denominator, the amount of pieces that we have cut up are different. She's going to eat 3 and I'm going to eat 3. She's eating 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And I'm eating 3/4. Which one is bigger?
3/4.
3/4 is bigger, but it's the denominator is smaller. So when the denominator is the smaller number, but you're eating the same amount of pieces, this is the bigger number. Okay, when you do your exercises, you will have pictures in your book that help you see it. But work with it. Do some things on your own. Use a square piece of paper, maybe, or cut out 2 circles that are exactly the same by putting 2 pieces on top of each other, and then drawing different different pieces in them. And think about, okay, I'm going to share this with my mom, and I'm going to have the rest. Which one is bigger? Okay, do some fun examples like that so you can actually see it. Or use real food. That's always fun too. But try to use the exact same amount and then cut it differently. Okay? All right. Thanks, Mingmei, for joining us. Woohoo! She was great. You guys have a super day.